As people are coming in, I just continue, I just go forward, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, everyone. Hello and good evening. Welcome to our first ever virtual annual recognition night event. Thank you for joining us as we gather to celebrate volunteerism and contributions made by board, tutors, volunteers, students, funders, sponsors, and staff. This past year, we had to overcome a few obstacles due to the pandemic. We have had to provide the literacy classes using a virtual platform. It was a bit of a challenge. We did it together, learning how to use Zoom, WhatsApp, and other virtual platforms. Thank you for your patience during this time. Allow me to share a few highlights. We had an excellent literacy awareness fair in October 2020. We were able to have a successful youth spelling bee at the UISD conference room this past March. We received a very generous contribution from American Power Electric Foundation. We continued our partnership with our loyal funders, such as United Way of Laredo, Women's City Club, Lamar Bruni Vergara Trust, Guadalupe and Lilian Martinez Foundation, Dollar General Literacy Foundation, and City and County. We partnered with Better Living for Texans so that we could co-host the first ever nutrition class via Zoom. Laredo College continues to generously provide our office space on campus in building P10 on Lamar Road. We recruited, trained, and met many volunteers who care about helping others and doing their part to combat illiteracy rates in our community. Without you, none of this would be possible. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts to each and every one of you here tonight. We will be acknowledging and recognizing our funders, our students, our board of directors, our tutors, our volunteers, our sponsors, and contributors tonight. We are grateful to each and every one of you for your part in our program. Thank you.
Thank you. And up next, we're gonna have our Board President for Literacy Volunteers of Laredo, Ms. Dr. Alicia Carrillo. Ms. Carrillo?
Okay, just unmuting, but I got a little notice there and I was trying to figure out what they wanted me to do. Well, welcome to all of you. I'm very, very happy to be here this evening to recognize all of this community's efforts in making our community a better place to live. I want to recognize our staff, literacy volunteer staff, Gloria and Ruth and Claudia. All of you working really, really hard have been instrumental in making sure that we continue to provide these services through our volunteer tutors in a most difficult time, which is, our pandemic. And so in spite of all of the obstacles that we've had, due to the hard work of our volunteers, our staff, we've been able to provide literacy services to our community. And I want to also recognize the efforts of our community in sticking with us and sticking with our tutors and, being there as we learn how to overcome all of the obstacles that we've had to overcome this year. So I'm very, very happy to be here. I think it's a particularly important year. And I think it's so important to take the time to recognize everyone's efforts and not giving up, persisting. And so I congratulate everyone that I've mentioned already, plus our students. Just so happy that you are here now, being recognized for your hard work. Thanks to your wonderful volunteers for persisting too. And I would also like to tell you that I think that this is just the beginning for you. I think as long as we can, we will provide more varied services to you and hopefully set you on your way to become a student at a community college, continue at LCC, or I'm sorry, LC, continue at LC and perhaps transfer to TAMIU. because what you are doing right now is you are being a beautiful example to your families. And so your children are looking to see what you're doing, and you're setting the example for that. And I congratulate you for that. So I look forward to, this is my first event that I attend in terms of recognition ceremony. So I don't want to take too much of your time other than say that I'm going to enjoy being here this evening and acknowledging everyone for all of their contributions. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Carrillo. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to go ahead and continue with sponsor recognition.
Ruth, before you go on, do you want to
Yes.
kind of recognize the board? The other board members that are here?
Yes, we will cover that section later on in the ceremony.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you so much to all our honored guests here this evening. Alicia, thank you, Dr. Alicia Carrillo, for your welcome speech. Like Ruth mentioned, we do have quite a number of sponsors that we want to recognize here tonight. These sponsors are so valuable to our organization. They do so much, so many contributions, so much funding, so much sponsoring of our program throughout the year in many different ways. For example, tonight I want to definitely recognize the city of Laredo, and I believe Ms. Tina Martinez is present tonight. Ms. Martinez, hello to you. We want to go ahead and let you know that we're in grateful acknowledgement for the generous contribution of the city of Laredo for 2021. Thank you, Ms. Martinez, and thank you, City of Laredo. Next, we have our Webb County. We do service the county and the city. We have several county centers and city rec centers, but I do want to recognize also the Webb County and grateful acknowledgement for their generous contribution. United Way of Laredo remains our main funder. We are United Way of Laredo organization, and we have been for 20 plus years. Without the funding of United Way, it would be very difficult to us to do our program because they provide the organization's operational budget. We also want to fully acknowledge and recognize and very gratefully acknowledge Laredo College. The Laredo College community, not only do they provide the housing, the campus housing, like I mentioned earlier, we're in building P10 on Lamar Road of the Laredo College campus. They have been sponsoring the campus housing for many years also. This past year, I also want to make mention that this past year, we had the writing center, Ms. Mary Bosman, who serves on our board of directors. She was instrumental in helping us with the literacy awareness fair this past October. So with the art department, that's where Ms. Mary Bosman works in. We also had the writing center with Ms. Holly Dystrak, I believe that's her name. She also has helped us tremendously, especially at our literacy awareness fair. So we do acknowledge all the contributions made and they continue to make to Laredo College to Literacy Volunteers of Laredo. We also have another sponsor that we couldn't do without is the Guadalupe and Lilia Martinez Foundation. I believe it's been at least 4 to 5 years that they have been funding us, funding our program. So thanks to the Guadalupe and Lilia Martinez Foundation, we were able to take a trip not too long ago to San Diego, California for a literacy conference. And they sponsor us in other ways, but mostly they provide funding for the program. Thank you, Guadalupe and Lilia Martinez Foundation. Another donor, another wonderful, very generous donor is the Mar Bruni Vergara Trust. We are gratefully acknowledging their generous contributions. It's also used for operational and our budget operations. So we're very thankful, and we do get sponsorship from the Laredo Lamar Bruni Vergara Trust. Laredo Morning Times is Mr. Bill Green. He is not only a sponsor, the Laredo Morning Times, but he's also on our advisory board. He is very helpful. Every year we co-sponsor with the Laredo Morning Times the annual Youth Spelling Bee. We had a virtual spelling bee not too long ago, this past March. And Mr. Bill Green was there to present the awards, the trophies and things like that. Mr. Green also has helped us. The Laredo Morning Times has also helped us by, we're able to do press releases and things like that. So we're very grateful to the Laredo Morning Times and grateful acknowledgement for their generous contributions each and every year. Thank you, Mr. Green, and thank you, Laredo Morning Times. The couple of years ago, I want to recognize and recognize the sponsorship from the Dollar General Literacy Foundation. They provide the sponsorship and funding for our summer literacy camp. And this year, we will be getting money, hopefully, from the Dollar General Literacy Foundation for our summer adult literacy camp. Last year it was youth, and this year will be adult. Women's City Club, Miss Diane Nova, Nancy DeAnda, so many women that represent the Women's City Club, Erica Hernandez, who also serves on our board, Alma Narvaez, their treasurer. All these women have done so much for the community, and we are one of the organizations that, only one out of many, that they sponsor. So in grateful acknowledgement for all their contributions. Thanks to Women's City Club, we were able to upgrade our literacy lab, our resource room. It has brand new, very nice equipment and furniture, tables and chairs. So thank you, Women's City Club. We also want to acknowledge the Laredo Area Community Foundation, Candy Hine. Thanks to her sponsorship and partnership, every year we recognize volunteerism in our organization. As a Laredo area hero, anyone that serves as a volunteer with our organization and other organizations. Thanks to Ms. Carolyn Schmitz, we were able to open a donor advice fund with the Laredo Area Community Foundation. So thank you. Also, this year, we're very, very grateful in acknowledging the AEP Foundation, which is the American Electric Power Foundation. They gave us a very generous donation to the program, especially during this pandemic. It came in as a wonderful gesture, so we're very grateful to them as well. We will be acknowledging them in a ceremony on May the 20th. Then I want to also mention the Better Living for Texans, Genesis Hernandez. She was our tutor, and later on we'll be talking more about that and acknowledging her students. They provided a class where they covered nutrition for our students. So it's an extension of the Texas A&M AgriLife. So just wanted to mention them as well. Then we also had the Laredo College Art Department was with Ms. Mary Bausman, who heads that, for our Literacy Awareness Fair this past October. The Laredo College Writing Center with Holly Dystrak. Thank you to all these wonderful sponsors. Each and every year we can count on you, and without you, we wouldn't be where we are today. Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead with the honorees.
Yes, every year we do acknowledge our honorees. These are special mentions because everyone is special, but we want to go ahead and recognize the ones that were outstanding throughout the year, whether they be students, tutors, or volunteers. This year, the honor goes to ESL student Beatriz M. Garcia Fuentes. I know she's present here tonight. I saw her this past week. Ms. Beatriz Garcia Fuentes has been an LVL student learning and improving her literacy skills. And she's currently being tutored by Dana and Diane in their civics classes. She's made excellent progress in and out of class. Ms. Garcia Fuentes came to the LVL program in search of improving her English and gaining citizenship status. She started her ESL lessons at the Laredo Manor Apartments with tutor Jill Davidson. Over the years, LVL tutors such as Dr. Amira Mejia, Jill Davidson, and Jasmine Jabot have witnessed a change in her self-esteem. The pride in her abilities have motivated her, encouraged her, and praised her determination to succeed. Her dream of becoming a U.S. citizen with the right to vote are what has kept her on track. So no matter how exhausted she may be, she never misses a class. And she was awarded perfect attendance since 2016. She is grateful for her time at LBL, and she feels blessed and has no plans of slowing down or of giving up. Her current tutors, Dana and Vianney, meet via virtual app on weekends. So she works long hours all week, but she never misses her class on weekends. We're very proud of Ms. Beatriz Garcia Fuentes. Ms. Garcia Fuentes is receiving a certificate for her perfect attendance, for outstanding progress, and most improved student in the class. Congratulations, Ms. Garcia Fuentes. A big round of applause for you. Now, we also want to acknowledge the tutor of the semester, and this year, the person that's being honored, the tutor that's being honored is Ms. Arminda Piña. This tutor is being recognized for volunteering with LBL for the past year and a half. I'm referring to Ms. Arminda Piña. Since her arrival at LBL, Arminda has helped many of our adult students wanting to learn to read and to write and to speak the English language. Arminda is always ready to help those in need. Arminda has put in a vast amount of volunteer hours at LBL throughout her time with us. I can tell that she genuinely cares for each of her students. Her students are equally as fond of her as well. She is always smiling and continues helping our mission with unsung praise. She participates at tutor meetings, refreshers, and is willing to share her knowledge of what works in her class with other new tutors. Thus, we wish to honor her today. We are indeed grateful and pleased with her service to LBL and its students. Please help me show our appreciation to Arminda Piña. Thank you, Ms. Piña. Now, this past year, because of COVID, the pandemic, we didn't have events where volunteers come. Usually it's youth. They come, the youth of our community, and they help us with the Fun Fest and with the Literacy Awareness Fair, with this event like tonight. So this year we did something a little bit different. Mr. George Narvaez, he is going to be our volunteer of the semester, and I'll tell you why. Mr. Narvaez has been an outstanding volunteer for the past year that we want to acknowledge him here tonight. This volunteer is always ready, willing, and able to contribute in the magnificent ways to our program. I'm referring to Mr. George Narvaez. George has not only tutored his students in history, civics, citizenship process, conversational skills. He also took over the conversational English classes for those advanced level students who need to practice their conversational skills. He never hesitated to jump in and to help us. He also has been a mentor guiding our newly trained volunteer tutors. He's helped with developing curriculum and is always contributing his time and effort. So thank you, Mr. Narvaez, for your timeless enthusiasm, dedication, and hard work. Now, that was volunteer semester. This one's slightly different. This is the volunteer of the year. We bought a nice plaque for Miss the volunteer of the year, and I did write a little something. This year, the honor goes to Miss Carolyn Schmies. Carolyn Schmies has been an advocate of literacy and other causes for as long as we've known her. She's made it her mission to make the world a better place. She works tirelessly at the numerous projects and organizations that she cares about. She served as president of LBL for 2 years and vice president of LBL for a year. She was LBL's fundraising committee chair and led our very successful adult spelling bee/silent auction fundraisers for over 4 years. She was on our bylaws committee, and thanks to her leadership abilities, generous contributions, amazing efforts, wonderful connections, and careful planning, she brought the organization forward. We are indeed indebted and grateful to Ms. Schmies for her outstanding efforts. And I don't have the plaque with me, but I'll read it out. It says, presented to Ms. Carolyn Schmies, Volunteer of the Year Award. Our sincerest appreciation goes out to you. Your leadership has helped the LDO program get closer to our vision of a world with a more literate individuals. Thank you, Ms. Schmies.
Up next, we're gonna have a video just showing our journey together this past years before COVID and after COVID. Hope you guys like it and enjoy it. Just 1 second, let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Now, up next, we have the special recognition.
First, I'm speaking on behalf of all Odessa College.
Ms. Vasquez?
Yes.
Up next, we have the special recognitions for our students.
Yes, give me a moment. I will get those. Okay, so as Ruth mentioned, we have certificates of participation, but we also have certificates for those outstanding students that went above and beyond in their classes. So the first student that we want to acknowledge and in recognition for her outstanding performance, commitment of time, energy, and effort is Ms. Dalia Villarreal. We also have Ms. Maria Guadalupe Macias. Congratulations. Angelica Triunfante. Congratulations on your outstanding progress. Maria Moreno. Congrats. Verónica Aguirre. Beatriz M. García Fuentes. María de Jesús Silva. Marta Saldierna.
Up next, congratulations, students. We're going to have most improved.
Yes, these students also excelled in their classes. These are the most improved students for their remarkable record of improvement and effort. Zhang Zhou Liu. Imelda Castillo. Consuelo Zapata. Marta Saldierna. Sara Tijerina. Margarita Zúñiga Díaz. Juan Arturo Lozano.
Congratulations, students. Up next, we have the special recognition for perfect attendance.
Dalia Villarreal, in recognition of her perfect attendance for the semester period. Berta Parra. Jean-Jo Liu. Analí Balboa. Dulce Cabrera. Imelda Castillo. Consuelo Zapata. Ángela Triunfante. María Salinas. Juan Arturo Lozano. Marta Saldierna. Berta Rodríguez. Verónica Aguirre. Sara Tijerina. Sonia de Alba. Wendy Rodríguez. I think we mentioned Beatriz García Fuentes. María de Jesús Silva. Adriana Sánchez.
Congratulations, students. Up next, we have our Tutors Volunteer Appreciation and our Certificate of Participation for our students for their classes.
Correct. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to say each by class, okay? So like we've mentioned, we want to appreciate our volunteer tutor, Mr. Rodriguez, Jesus Rodriguez, in grateful recognition of your time and dedication to each of your students. So these are the groups for Mr. Jesus Rodriguez. The first one up, Gabriela Zavala, for successfully achieving your personal goals by making measurable progress in your literacy goals. María de León. Camerina Platas. Next, we have the group from tutor in grateful appreciation to Mr. George Narvaez. His students include Dalia Villarreal, Rosa Palacios, Mirna Sepúlveda, Berta Parra, Jean-Jo Liu, Analí Balboa. Next, we have, we want to appreciate and grateful acknowledgement and appreciation for tutor Miss Jill Davidson, and her group is Dinora Nuño, María Guadalupe Macías, Noelia Berlanga, Dulce Cabrera, Imelda Castillo. Next, we have in grateful appreciation of our volunteer tutor, Miss Arminda Piña, and her group is Roberto Álvarez, Stephanie Prado, Juan Arturo Lozano, Marta Saldierna, Christian González, Claudia Guzmán, Adriana Sánchez. Next, we have a grateful appreciation for our volunteer tutor, Miss Ana Olvera, who's been with us for a while. And Miss Olvera's group is Ángela Triunfante, Guadalupe Flores, Consuelo Zapata, Berta Serna, María Salinas. Next, we also want to recognize, I mentioned Mr. Narvaez earlier, but that was for his conversational class. This is for the civics tutoring that he does. In grateful acknowledgement for his volunteer tutoring, Mr. George Narvaez group is the civics class, Juan Arturo Lozano, Marta Saldierna, Maria Moreno. Yanning Angela Liu is our next volunteer tutor who we want to acknowledge along with Zhang Zhou Liu. They are the ones who are in charge of our Mandarin speakers. And their group is Chun Miao Meng hyphen by Pin Lin Wang, Shufang Chen, Shenwei Wu. Next, we have our other tutor, and grateful appreciation for his volunteering time with us and tutoring is Mr. Kevin Marquez, and his group is, and also he was co-tutoring with Miss Ana Garcia. So we're in grateful appreciation for her tutoring time with our program. And their group is Claudia Gonzalez, Esther Mejia Vasquez, Yesenia Vasquez. Yesenia Vasquez, oh, I'm sorry. Yesenia is our tutor and grateful appreciation, recognition of her time and dedication to our students. Yesenia Vasquez's group is Berta Rodriguez, Verónica Aguirre, Sara Tijerina, Wendy Rodriguez, Sonia de Alba. And next we have grateful appreciation to our another volunteer tutor that was with us this past year, Dana Moreno, and her group is, and she co-tutored with Miss Vianney Salinas, the civics group. Margarita Zúñiga Díaz, Beatriz M. García Fuentes, next, we have a grateful appreciation acknowledgement certificate for Miss Tutor Valeria Martinez, Marta Saldierna, Juan Arturo Lozano, Alejandra, Solórzano, Yolanda de la Millar, María de Jesús Silva. Next, we have, we had a small computer lab sessions going on with tutor Jerry Cifuentes. In grateful acknowledgement of his tutoring time. His group is Claudia Silva, Yvonne De Leon.
Up next, we're going to have our students that took the first ever health literacy class, which was our new virtual nutrition class. And they were being tutored by Ms. Genesis Hernandez. We were collaborating with the Better Living for Texans. Ms. Gloria?
Yes, so the certificate of completion goes to successfully, she successfully completed the nutrition course, Ms. Irene Gomez, or Irene Gomez. Dana Mendoza, Norma Alarcón, Janeth Menchaca, Claudia Silva, Claudia Maldonado, Claudia Galvez, Alejandra Esch, okay. So those were our students for this past year, and with each of their tutor groups. And before we close, we would be remiss if we didn't mention that we have a hardworking, very dedicated board of directors, la junta de la mesa directiva, los miembros de la junta directiva, los quiero mencionar aquí. Ellos son los que nos ayudan con el programa. They help us move the program forward. They meet once a month, and they are our president, Dr. Alicia Carrillo, who gave us the welcome. Ms. Susana Carrion is our board treasurer. Mr. Christian Ochoa is our board secretary. Ms. Cecilia Hodges is on the curriculum chair. Ms. Mary Bausman, Mr. Guillermo Benavides, Memo Benavides is how we call him. Mr. Teo Penelson, Dr. Penelson, Dr. Alicia Gonzalez Quiroz, Dr. Hillary Gleason, Ms. Letty Spillane, Mrs. Raj Shakuri, Mr. Raul Reyes, and Ms. Erica Hernandez. If you all are here tonight and want to say something before we close, Ruth, I just want to make mention also, when I mentioned Raj, she brought in a great team for the youth spelling bee volunteers. Thank you, Ms. Raj.
Okay. Does any of the board members would like to say some words before we announce? I know it got shorter, but it's because, you know, it's virtually. We try our best to make it a bit longer. But now that we have our board members, I see Ms. Cecilia Hodges, Ms. Raj, Dr. Carrillo. I hope I'm not missing anyone else. Would like to say some words? Okay, Ms. Hodges?
Yes, it's a great pleasure to be in this momentous occasion to recognize everyone tonight. Me da muchísimo gusto ser parte de la tabla directiva y poner de mi parte para ayudar al currículo para poder mejorar el estudio para los voluntarios, para también los estudiantes y marcha hacia adelante. So we are moving forward, and I'm very pleased to be part of this celebration.
Ms. Raj? Thank you, Ms. Hodges. You're on mute, Ms. Raj. There you go.
Congratulations, students. We are so proud of your performance, and we are so happy you continue to stay with the program despite the COVID and at all odds, and you continued your desire to continue improve your English. And I'm so very proud of you. All the board members really appreciate your performance and how much you're all trying to work so hard and improve yourselves and then also improve the community. Thank you. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Ms. Raj. Now I'm going to leave the floor open to the tutors that we have present. If anyone would like to say a word, especially I know I'm getting you guys on a curve, but Ms. Piña or Mr. Narvaez, if they would like to say a few words.
Thank you. Yes, as they say, ladies first. I just would like to mention to my students, thank you for this recognition. To be honest with you, I did not expect it. I'm very honored. I want to tell all of my students, even those, if you did not receive a recognition tonight, I commend each and every one of you for your great effort. Thank you for staying on the program. This year, especially with COVID-19, I know that some of you had to endure very difficult personal situations. So I commend each and every one of you. I encourage each and every one of you to continue. There is great things ahead. Don't give up. A little piece of paper is really not much, really, believe me. What your words are gonna say it all once you're able to communicate in English. Okay, so stay with us, stay with me. Thank you for your confidence, thank you for your trust. Okay, congratulations to those who were recognized, but to all of those who didn't, please stay with me. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Piña. Mr. Narvaez, do you have any words that you would like to say?
Yes, good afternoon. I want to thank all my students, all the personnel, all the administration. It's been a very tumultuous year, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of problems with Zoom, people not being able to log in, log out, but we have prevailed. The students are the winners. We only guide them. They are, to me, they're the heroes. They're here to learn, and they make my life easier when I see other people on the screen, and that makes me very happy. That's people trying to learn. I just want to mention that two of my students, Ms. Mirna Sepulveda and Ms. Maria Moreno, are in line to apply for the citizenship test. Ms. Mirna Sepulveda is supposed to take the test on the 13th of this month to become a U.S. citizen. And Ms. Maria Moreno already got her letter of acceptance and is waiting for the date to take her citizenship test. So we're moving 1 or 2 voters at a time. That's all we want, 1 or 2 voters at a time. So everybody else, the sky's the limit. Don't stop, please don't stop speaking English, learning English. You can make it, okay? Thank you for all, and it's been a wonderful year.
Thank you, Mr. Narvaez. Ms. Olvera, I see you. Would you like to do some words for the students? Congratulations to all tutors, and the program literacy volunteers of Laredo. Thank you, Ms. Olvera. Thank you. Job well done. Thank you. Now, I know we've all heard our board members and our tutors, but I would like to open the floor to our students. Yo sé que hoy escuchamos a nuestra mesa directiva, a nuestros tutores, pero yo quisiera saber si a lo mejor nuestros estudiantes tienen algunas palabras. But por favor, un momentito. I forgot, Miss Gio. I'm so sorry, Miss Gio. Would you like to say some words? You're on mute, Miss Jill.
Well, just to say congratulations to everybody and keep up the good work.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Alguien que quiera decir unas palabras, someone that would like to say a few words to their tutors.
Yo soy Adriana, nada más quería darles las gracias por sus apoyos y a todos los maestros. Por su paciencia que nos tienen y pues a todas ustedes que nos brindan apoyo también. Se me fue la palabra.
Gracias, Ms. Sánchez.
Sí.
¿Alguien más?
Yo quiero agradecerle junto con mi esposa la atención tan amable que han tenido para con nosotros, en especial a los maestros que nos han atendido, como es Miss Piña, la señora Arminda Piña, George Narváez. Realmente es muy confortable el hecho de tenerlos como maestros. A Ana Olvera realmente ha sido una estupendas personas que amablemente dan su tiempo, y a toda el staff nuestra gratitud. Dios les bendiga grandemente por ese esfuerzo. A Valeria también por sábados y domingos, pero ahí estamos en clase.
Gracias. ¿Alguien más? Someone else?
Quiero darle las gracias, maestros, por estar ayudándonos en nuestro progreso para el inglés. También quiero darle las gracias a Mr. Narváez porque él es una persona dedicada a su trabajo. Nos ha demostrado mucha paciencia y sobre todo nos da esa energía que queremos seguir y motivarnos mucho más. Y darle las gracias a todo el staff que está ahorita viéndonos. Muchas gracias. Y a todos los compañeros por ser unos buenos pacientes con los maestros, para todos los que estamos aquí. Gracias.
Thank you, Ms. Palacios. Someone else? ¿Alguien más que quiere decir unas palabras? ¿Miss Sepúlveda?
Yes. Bueno, yo quiero agradecer enormemente al programa en sí. Es un programa muy noble, muy beneficioso. Yo he recibido todo el beneficio y estoy muy agradecida. Y también, claro, con la señorita Gloria, con todos ustedes, pero muy en especial con los maestros, sobre todo con Mr. Narváez, que es una muy fina persona, que nos tiene paciencia, que siempre está de buen humor. Quiero darle las gracias a él y a todos ustedes. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Ms. Sepulveda. Now, do I have a student that would like to speak in English, practice their English, say a thank you? Someone? Ms. Balboa?
Yeah, me. Yes. I want to thank you, Mr. Narvaez, because he's always there for us, and I'm very thankful for him to teach us how to speak fluently English, more or less, and to help us all the time that he can. And that's it.
Thank you, Ms. Balboa. Someone else, ya sea en inglés o en español? No, estamos un poquito tímidos.
Thank you, my teacher Davidson.
Okay, Ms. Imelda?
Miss Davidson. Thank you, Miss Davidson, for the class de English. Es una muy buena maestra. Y gracias a todos por estas clases que nos han dado. Ha sido algo diferente que hemos vivido durante la pandemia y esto nos ha ayudado mucho a relajarnos y a estar entretenidas y aprendiendo. Gracias a todos.
Thank you, Miss Imelda. Miss Claudia G.
Sí, buenas tardes. Pues quiero dar muchas gracias por el programa, que aprendemos mucho de él. Gracias por todos los tutores, por su tiempo que tienen hacia nosotros. En especial a Miss Piña, que siempre da sus clases de corazón, siempre tiene una sonrisa para nosotros, siempre nos apoya y pues agradezco mucho porque trato de tomar lo mejor que puedo en estas clases para mí.
Okay, thank you, Miss Claudia. Is there anyone else that would like to say a few words? If not, I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. Is there anyone else that would like to say something from the students? ¿Alguien más que quiera decir unas palabras de los estudiantes? Si no, aquí
sí.
ya... Yes, Mr. Roberto.
Primero que nada, quiero agradecer el programa. Quiero agradecer también a la maestra Hermida, que nos ha tenido esa paciencia enorme. Y poniendo el corazón de parte de ella para podernos enseñar a cada uno de nosotros, ese corazón que tiene para enseñar, para la paciencia que tiene para explicarnos una y otra vez las cosas. En lo personal nunca había tenido un maestro tan dedicado así como ella, y de todo corazón, maestro, le agradezco lo que hace por nosotros, y a la vez este año no ha sido ha traído sus consecuencias, y quiero agradecer también, si me lo permiten, a cada uno de mis compañeros que en su momento estuvieron ahí. Les agradezco de todo corazón a cada uno de ellos, y adelante. Gracias.
Gracias, Mr. Roberto. ¿Alguien más? Si no, ya voy a parar.
Bueno, yo por último, maestra.
Sí,
yo quiero agradecerle a usted por por haberme invitado, porque yo siempre he querido aprender inglés y es mi primer curso que yo he recibido. Y quiero agradecerle a todas, a las maestras, sobre todo a mi maestra Yesenia, que siempre tuvo mucha paciencia con nosotros, porque pues yo empecé de cero y lo poquito que aprendí se lo agradezco. Y quiero que la tomen en cuenta, porque en realidad ella es una gran maestra. Y mis compañeras, las que no nos conocemos personalmente, pero le estoy muy agradecidas porque hice un grupo de amigas que me siento contentísima. Y espero y le pido a Dios que ojalá que en el próximo curso me deje a mi maestrita, porque ella es una gran maestra. Y gracias a todos con los que escuché ahorita, y me dio gusto conocerlos a todos, aunque sea por este telefonito. Gracias.
Thank you, ma'am. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Voy a parar. Ms. Carrillo, any final words that you would like to say before I make the final announcements?
No, es nomás que me da mucho gusto ver todos sus acontecimientos. este año y a perseguir que el año que entra, si Dios quiere, ya tal vez ya podamos juntarnos en un salón en vez de aquí virtualmente. Pero me da mucho gusto y seguir adelante. Gracias.
Gracias. Thank you, Miss Dr. Carrillo. So students, I know I may be a bit strict with you all when I go visit you, but I'm so happy to see you all growing in our program. Also my tutors, I know I sometimes am after you, like the attendance and the deadlines, but thank you so much. You don't know, I'm so glad that I've met a wonderful group of people working at LBL, but also with my Miss Vasquez and Miss Claudia. Sometimes, you know, there's a lot of things going on and maybe we might not agree 100%, but I still love them too much. They're not just my coworkers, but they're also my friends as well. And also the board members, you know, Miss Raj, Miss Dr. Carrillo, Miss Hodges, you know, we've been working arm by arm and I'm so happy that I met you and I love you all. Estudiantes, los quiero mucho. No saben el orgullo que me da verlos crecer como personas en el programa. El ver cómo se van desenvolviendo, en tener sus logros, como sacar su ciudadanía, sacar reconocimientos como del semestre, del año. Me da mucha felicidad. Yo sé que a veces voy y soy un poquito estricta con ustedes, pero es porque quiero lo mejor para ustedes. Quiero que ustedes aprendan y cumplan sus metas. Y espero continuar verlos estos siguientes semestres. Como comentó Dr. Carrillo, esperemos que muy pronto podamos vernos cara a cara y no sobre una pantalla. Y me da mucho gusto que hayan venido hoy. Miss Vasquez, something else, and that way we can, thank you, Miss Ana. We can say the announcement and we can go ahead and end this awesome night.
Just that I want to acknowledge my staff. Like Ruth mentioned, I don't have words to describe how grateful I am to you, Ruth. You've grown so much as a coordinator. You've helped me tremendously move the program forward. And also Claudia, you know, we're three musketeers. We're a family. We're more than coworkers, like you mentioned. And I'm just so happy. I'm happy at LBL. I'm happy with the board of directors. They're really helping the program go forward. And the sponsors, the tutors, the funders, the volunteers, the contributors, everyone contributes to make this program the success that it is. A los estudiantes, una vez más, les quiero agradecer su participación. Y tenemos mucho más. Esto no se acaba aquí. Hay mucho más por delante.
Vienen nuevas cosas para el verano. Entonces, voy a compartir los anuncios y vamos a dar por terminado esta ceremonia. Como les menciono, esperemos que en el futuro nos podamos ver en persona, tomar fotos. ¿Ok? So, déjenme compartir el último flyer. So, just to let you know, we are planning a virtual adult literacy summer camp. We do have a tentative date that begins perhaps mid-June. Now, if we do have this virtual adult literacy summer camp, that doesn't mean that you guys cannot still attend your classes with your tutors. You can do both, okay? Now, for summer classes, for the summer 2021, our classes will begin late May to early June. Now, we did have some certificates. We can go ahead and email your certificate as a PDF file, or you guys can go ahead and pick up a physical copy at the office, but just call us please ahead of time. That way we can have your certificate ready. Estudiantes, vamos a tener, si nos permiten, un campamento virtual para adultos de literatura, ¿ok? Tenemos fecha que tenemos programado que empiece a mediados de junio, pero todavía tenemos que ver que sea 100% confirmado. Ya que tengamos algo, nosotros les vamos a estar mandando el folleto para que se puedan ir registrando, ¿ok? Ahora, en no quiere decir, pueden ustedes ir al campamento virtual, van a ser talleres, pero también pueden estar asistiendo a su clase a la misma vez de inglés, de ciudadanía o de la clase que estén tomando durante el verano. Las clases de verano para 2021 empiezan los últimos de mayo o a principios de junio. Ok, si van a querer continuar estar tomando clases en el verano, por favor de hablarnos al 956-724-5207. Si es que no estamos, por favor dejen un buzón de voz con su nombre, número telefónico y un mensaje de voz para que luego todavía les regrese la llamada. Para los que quieran tener sus certificados que presentamos hoy, les podemos mandar un correo y mandarles su certificado en forma digital. Si no, les pueden ir a recoger su certificado a la oficina, pero por favor llámenos primero al 956-724-5207 que van a querer su certificado para que lo tengamos a tiempo, ¿ok? ¿Alguna otra pregunta?
¿Puede repetir el teléfono, por favor?
Sí, es 956-724-5207. Otra vez.
Como que nos habían dicho que lo iban a dejar grabado, ¿verdad? Todo.
Sí, lo voy a subir al Facebook y también el video que vimos de las fotos también lo voy a subir a Facebook.
Okay.
Por último, una foto, por favor, para ya cerrar esta ceremonia. Por favor. Smiling picture, please, before we close off. Okay.
¿En Facebook está como literacy o cómo está?
En Facebook está como, déjenme enseñarles el logo.
¿Ya nos tomamos la foto o no?
Ahí voy, un momento. Este es en Facebook, Literacy Volunteers of Laredo. También estamos en Instagram. We're also on Instagram as Literacy Volunteers of Laredo. Y este es el logo. This is our logo, okay?
Okay.